Hey everybody, welcome to my studio, affectionately dubbed as Davy Jones' locker. There's not hardly an ounce of daylight comes through here, so I gotta brighten it up with my pretty lights in the sky and decorative Caribbean surroundings. So I just finished my most recent mural with the Jumpstart Preschool. Big thanks goes out to all of them for allowing me to do that, reaching out to me and coming to an agreement on everything they wanted to have done, and they seem very happy with it. A great outpouring from social media, especially from the Agawam community. Very thankful for all of that. So I'm trying to make this really quick because I drone on, I know. Mural work, recently I had someone very interested in the mural, and they seemed to light up when I talked about the concept I was going to give them and put on paper for them. They couldn't wait to see it. And when I did put it on paper, it was exactly what we discussed. I think what happened is that they did not like the price, and they decided that wasn't the direction they were looking to go in as far as the concept. I think they were being nice about it. So I'm not getting into the numbers, but just to so you have a basic understanding how it works, at least for me and a lot of mural artists. Pricing, how does it work? I start with basically the square footage. I have a price that is adjustable by the square foot depending on size of the mural, the condition of the wall that's going on. Does it really need a lot of prep work? I mean, some walls have vines growing on them and mold and mildew. You got to scrape and rip it all off and clean it all up before you can even put primer. How much primer is needed? What type of primers, what type of surface, height of the wall. There's a lot of ladder climbing. That's going to change things up a lot for me. If I need scaffolding or even a lift, which I have not run into yet. I'm sure eventually all things will. So there's a price of getting that and renting it. Do I rent it, or are they going to pay for it? It's got to be put into some form of a contract. So yeah, the square footage alone. Then the cost of paints is they've gone up, especially in the last 2 years. So the paints, the primers, the materials, the roller. So I go through so many paint rollers on these things. It's crazy. But rollers and brushes and drop cloths and masking tape and painter's tape. It's all small things, but they add up when you're got a basket and a carriage full of stuff. That alone with the paints, and I go with Bare Premium, so the price is a little higher on those, but they have a longer lasting and their colors are more vibrant. So I got to go with, what is going to give the client the best image on the wall that they're asking to have done. And I always try to give the best I can. So just those things factored in. Now let's factor in travel, gas, and, the time I put towards mocking up these sketches and concepts, materials. That's my time. My time is money as well. So I don't break it down like like a bill at dinner where everything's broken down. Here's the cost, this, and this. I do kind of put it as an all-inclusive price. And maybe I should start itemizing that, make it a little more clear for some people so they understand, how much it costs and how much goes into it. And in the end of that, I have to make sure I'm making enough to suit my needs, to make a living off of this. It's a business, and I have to pay taxes. So whatever I get paid on these gigs, as I call them, a third of that has to go to taxes. Got to pay taxes. There's no way around that. I'm not going to jail for for that. So, a third of what I make just about gets eaten up. So I have to adjust to make sure that I've got enough where I'm comfortable walking away from it, and I feel that I'm accomplished enough that I'm worth the price that I present. And I've really had no complaints or issues yet. So I will continue to do what I'm doing. I have a few things lined up right now, working on some concepts and waiting to hear back on a few people. Nothing's ever set in stone. Like I said, this last one, the person... I had stuff mocked up. It was a large, long wall. I even put some posts up as an ice cream theme, and all of a sudden discussed price, and it was just, it went cold, went south. So, hey, I can work within a budget. Things can be simplified, but like I said, if I'm gonna all those things factored in, I got to walk away with something on the table. If there's nothing left after all of that, what am I doing it for? And I ain't getting any younger. I got a left shoulder, as I always talk about. My left shoulder is shot. My right shoulder is right behind it. I can feel it. So going out there and cranking up on high spaces with a roller and climbing and scrubbing and grinding into some of those walls, it takes its toll after a while. I still got a lot left to go. I'm still fine, but I'm not 25. I admit that. I know I'm not 25. 55, and I still feel like I'm doing pretty good for 55 for the things I'm getting done. So next up, what's next? Don't know. Got a few people, like I said, I'm working on some concepts, and I like to keep you all involved and keep you updated. And thanks again, everyone, for all the posts, the likes, the comments, the people driving by honking and waving. And I don't do it for that. I do it because this is what I love to do. But I do love the fact that if people like it, then I'm happy. If someone doesn't like it, hey, it's not for everyone. There'd be one apple in every bunch. I won't call it rotten, but there's always one. But one out of 1,000, pretty good odds as far as a positivity outlook on people's response. Okay, so that's one of my big paintings in the background I did a few years back. It's one of my favorites. So yeah, I don't just do all marine life. I think some people are confused, like, oh, I saw a picture of marine life. I don't want, people, all he does is fish. No. I do anything, everything. I will do abstract. I will do mosaic. I will do anything but political themes. I don't want to get into that whole genre of, there's artists out there who that's their thing. Let them do it. They got it. I like the fun stuff. I can do animated, I can do cartoony, I can do realistic as it gets. Obviously, nature, animals, not just marine life, anything. Space themes, sci-fi, action, adventure, any of that stuff. Animals, seek me out. Pure Imagination Murals. John Matlock on Facebook. Again, thanks for everyone for your support. Boy, I saw the old Bartles and James commercial from the 80s. For any of those remember those. Thank you for your support. So, hey, fall is upon us. The Big E's right around the corner if you're from the area, if you're from this part of Massachusetts. Enjoy the fall. The weather's a little more comfortable. Be safe and treat each other well. Take care, everyone.